Good morning, everybody. This is Dwayne McCay, the president of Florida Institute of Technology, for my Friday message. It is Friday morning. I was so excited last week to talk about the fact that we had zero new cases amongst our faculty, staff, and students. And I knew that it wasn't going to be zero forever. Well, it's not zero this week. To the best of my knowledge, we've had 4 students test positive already. A couple more that the tests are in that we don't have results yet. So it's and what's it a result of? This was a small cluster of students, but nevertheless, hand washing, or at least using the disinfectant, has dropped over a factor of 2, and we only know that because when we go to replenish, the replenishment is not all that necessary in many of the cases. So masks are still around, but there's students are beginning to congregate and do to be a little lax in their hand washing, their face covering, their social distancing in particular, and that could lead to disaster because we don't want anyone to be ill. I'm sure everyone realizes that last night the president and first lady of the country announced that they have tested positive, and so we wish them the best. We certainly wish our students, and we have no faculty or staff right now that have been identified with additional cases. But if we don't maintain our diligence, we're going to suffer. And the people that get ill are going to suffer. Their colleagues are going to suffer. The university is going to suffer. So, and we were going to do a few events that to try to help the cabin fever that so many people are suffering from. But it's going to be very difficult to approve events when we have a growing number of cases on the campus. So I don't want to be a stern father figure, but nevertheless, we care about the safety of our students, our faculty, and our staff. And so some of the things may seem a little unreasonable. No reason we can't do that. There's a darn good reason we can't do some of these things. And that is, we've got to maintain social distancing. We have to keep our hands clean. We have to keep them away from our face and mouth. And we have to wear face coverings. And if you don't do that, if you don't maintain this diligence we talked about, we're going to have a problem. We've done better than any other school in Florida that I'm aware of, certainly in the independent colleges and universities of Florida. And with face-to-face instruction, many of them have not tried to do face-to-face. That's what we're best at. That's why we're doing it. That's what we're famous for. That's what we're going to do. And so remote is important, and I'm glad we made that available to everyone. But I just don't want to see a lot of people get ill when there's no reason they have to. But if you're not diligent, if you don't stay the course, if you don't do at least those 3 things, then there's a good chance that a whole lot of people are going to get the virus. And that's just going to be a horrible thing. So, luckily, the people that are ill it's not seriously ill. They're isolated. 2 of them on campus, 2 of them off campus of the 4. But you don't want to be isolated either. You don't want to spend 10 to 14 days isolated, away from everything and everybody. So, it may seem fun to party a little bit here and there, but you might end up paying a price that's a lot bigger than you can imagine when you're isolated for a couple of weeks. I don't want to have that happen to anybody. And I certainly don't want it for myself, and I don't want it for anyone else. So maintain your diligence. And please, the people that are getting ill, get well rapidly. And I hope next week when we report on how we're doing, and the classes are going well, everything else is going well. It would be a cheery report, except I have 4 students that now have the virus. And that's 4 too many as far as I'm concerned. So thank you.